So it's good to have all of you here. We have 13 people at the moment, but we will start for the sake of time. Okay, so Mommy, whenever you're ready, just let me know, then you can go ahead and start.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, I can hear you well.
Good evening, everyone. As Dr. Rose has introduced me, my name is Rose Ouko, a mother of biological 5 adult sons. And I'm so privileged to be here. I'm a grandmother of 5, a wife to 1 man, male husband. For the last 40 plus years, I thank God for that. I'm so privileged to be here. Thank you, Rosette, my daughter, for giving me this platform just to share what really marriage and family enrichment is all about. Sometimes when we talk about marriage, people feel like we are talking about the rock, a very hard rock, a rock that no hammer can break. But this is really life. It is an institution. It is an institution. And every institution has challenges, and every institution has guidance and rules, curriculum and co-curriculum activities which go on in every institution. And marriage is an institution. For those of us, me included, who believe in deity, in the Lord, it is God's own agenda. So this time, I'm so privileged to talk about this life, which has been like an obsolete syllabus for many, but something which will be with us as long as we are still on earth. And this is why I'm so privileged even to share with majority, I think, my children, daughters, and sons in the forum, and some might be my younger sisters, but all in all, I'm here. So what is really marriage? There are so many types of marriages in the society today, but I will talk about the male and female marriage. That is the heterosexual marriage, is what I'm going to dwell on, because from it, children are born. And of course, that is what family evolved from. So I'm going to talk about heterosexual marriage. And basically, this is just a union complementing partnership between 2 consenting adults of different sex. And in Kenya, we say above 18, you are considered an adult. And again, what is family? Family can be diverse. It's a social unit of 2 or more people related by either blood, biological relationship, marriage, adoption, and or having a form of shared commitment to the mutual relationship. That could be business, church, workplace, or just some social commitment or mutual relationship, people who come together for a common purpose. There's an emotional attachment in it, there's social aspect, and so many business, other things in it. And to me, that is what I would say a family is. And now coming from this issue of enrichment, I don't know what comes in someone's mind when we talk about enrichment. And when we talk about marriage and family enrichment, it's an approach to servicing marriage and families, more so seen as service offered by experts. Experts in terms of age, people who have experienced this life for a while, experts in terms of research, experts in terms of academic knowledge, experts in terms of counseling, which could be spiritual, psychosocial, counseling, guidance, and all kinds of guidance or of counseling. So that is what is involved in enrichment. When we talk about a marriage and family enrichment, then we need some some authority which comes with it. That's the way I've said. And of course, no institution can grow without service providers. And I would say marriage is not an uphill the way the society, modern society has assumed it to be. It just needs people who are humble, willing to learn, people who are committed, people who are trusted, people who have got a goodwill, people who say it can work. Because attitude is very important in every relationship. And of course, nobody starts a relationship to stop it. And therefore, it means it's a good thing. And being good, it means it is beautiful. Everything good is beautiful. It's admirable. It's worth. It's something that will live with us as long as we are still under the sun. And that's why it is very important to encourage all of us. It doesn't matter how many years you and me have been in marriage, or if you're just about to start, or you have said, I can do without this thing. I'm just bringing an information home and an encouragement that it is something that is noble, something that is workable. But there are virtues, there are thoughts, there are things that intrinsically inside me I have to agree with before I release my eyes outside to view or visualize what marriage is really about. And of course, as I've said, I'm talking about marriage, heterosexual marriage, which actually involves also bringing up children physically, emotionally, and even socially, because children are people who need support, whether biological children or children by adoption or what kind of children. But as long as you find yourself in a family setup, then sincerely, you need to understand what this family and marriage is all about. There are people who have adopted children in a marital relationship. There are people who have decided to have a family outside marriage. But whichever, it is important to know that we need to enrich or to grow our marriage. So the family, as we have said, is like a field. Let me go to the family, then I come to the marriage. The family is like a field, and this field is perceived. This hill is perceived as whole with units. So a family is not an individual. A family is a field. It's like a field or a system with individuals. And these individuals may be coming from different backgrounds, assuming, let's just concentrate on the family, biological family bonded by blood. It is perceived as whole with units, a family. And when does a family begin? Naturally, a family begins when two people consummate their life in an intimate relationship. When they consummate their life in an intimate relationship, then already the two of them is a family. You don't have to be a family when you have a child. You are a family just becoming two, maybe in marriage, or maybe in just a mutual agreement or a common. You can move in with your sister and you are still a family. Yeah. So the field is used in this term apparently related to an area of land, like a family is a land with units, or in Kenya we would say plots. There can be a big farm, but with plots. And these plots could be having numbers. So that's how a family is, individuals within the whole, a unit making the whole. So to enrich our marriage, it's like we want to have a progressive improvement in the relationship. Every relationship needs to grow. It doesn't matter which kind of relationship, but let's talk about marital relationship. And growth will only occur when there's life. And when there's no life, then growth might be retarded or it might stop. So how do we maintain this life? Yeah, that is now when it's come to marital enrichment. As I've said, education, psychoeducation, psychosocial, counseling, spiritual, and the rest. And also elderly counseling, like now I'm an elder, even if I didn't go to school, I can still counsel a young daughter like Rosetia about marriage, even if I didn't go to school. So social aspects and age are very, very key things in marriage. So it's actually important to give a psychological and emotional social support to couples on how to handle the negative patterns that cause conflicts in their relationship. It could be internal conflict or external conflict due to different things within the environment or within the intrinsic, the psyche, the inner person. Because when an individual has got internal conflict, maybe which has come from the background, and they join in marriage, those things definitely will affect the relationship. And that's why it is very important to be enriched. It's like to be grown, to be nurtured. Yeah, the same way we nurture children is the same way we nurture marital relationship. So this happens so that the two can understand, have a deeper understanding and respect, and enjoy and grow their friendship in this complex and universal relationship of marriage, which is actually a natural thing in the world. So there are some key concepts to improve our marital relationship. Yeah. Sometimes people get into marriage and then after 2-3 days, or even on their wedding day, on their first night, already they hate each other. They feel like, did I really make a right choice? Is this really the kind of person I wanted? But it's good that when you get into marriage, number one idea is to develop a friendship. Let your partner be your friend. Let your partner be your friend. Now, love will pull you together. The intimacy or the romantic love, whatever it is. But once you are together, what will sustain marriage is friendship. Friendship, how do we enhance this? By knowing your partner's love maps. What is love maps? What are the love maps? The love map is just a part in one's brain which stores all the relevant information about the spouse life. Yeah, you have to get in and have the love map of your partner, and that is somewhere right in the mind, and that's why marriage and mental health cannot separate. It's like blood and water in this body system. Yeah, so you get into it. It is not now about the romance. It is now the brain, the thinking process. You realign yourself on now this thing that I need. What is the love map of my spouse? Normally, people would want themselves to be understood in a relationship. You'd hear partners saying that you need to know who I am. You need to understand me. What if we put that comment the other way around? I need to know you, my lover. I need to know you. Yeah. Allow me to understand who you are. Allow me to get into your life just more than the physical or the social connection. But even in what you love, what is in you? What are your worries? What are your fears? What are your hopes in this relationship or in life? Can I know some about your history, your background? Please share with me. We are now one. The two has become one. So, and it should be the other way around, so that you don't hide, because whatever you hide in a relationship will eventually come out. And when it comes out, it will destroy or frustrate your relationship. Even if you are someone who doesn't like sleeping or brushing your teeth, just say me, I don't like brushing my teeth. And therefore, you have to cope with these teeth with ugali inside. Yeah, so that you can also dialogue, because it is a complementing relationship. It's a complementing relationship. People who get in love and get in marriage, they complement each other. And therefore, one strength is the other person's weakness. And that's a very important point. Get to know the love map of your partner, and that is his worries, his fears in this life, his fears in the relationship. Yeah, like sometime when I do premarital counseling, you'd hear young people who are quoting, saying that what I fear most is when I realize that my partner is in another relationship. That's a very common thing. A lady would say, that is common from the ladies. A man would say, what I fear most is just to know that my wife is doing some private investment which I don't know. So these are things that partners should know, even at the time of courtship. Yeah. Even if you are an idol worshiper, let your partner know. I'm an idol worshiper. Yeah. You go to church, okay, we shall do a wedding in the church, but I would wish to continue worshiping my idol, so that you don't live in a relationship that is conflicting. Yeah. Also get to know the goals, life goals of your partner. Get to know the background. Even if you have a child back at home, even if you gave birth through surgery, even if you miscarried, yeah, even if you had another relationship earlier, let your spouse know. Yeah? Let him or her know, so that when you are now in this relationship, you have discussed your fears, you have discussed your life. So also the facts are the feelings, and also their strength and weakness. When you are still coming together, you are so much intimate that whatever you say, your partner might ignore. But the beauty is it is registered in the mind. And explore, just explore, so that you develop trust and you start developing your friendship. So the second point in this friendship is nurturing fondness and admiration. Mostly when young people come together, or they are searching, normally what attracts majority, a big percentage, is the admiration. They admire the physical. Yeah, they become so much fond. The fondness, they are so much fond. Now, once you are in marriage, let that continue. Because if it doesn't continue, then it will bring a problem. That doesn't mean that you go outing together every day, every weekend, no. You can be just sharing light moments in the house, or in your places where you know best. But continue admiring your spouse, continue admiring who or what she is, unless you had a very, very different expectation in marriage. Yeah. So even your expectations, it's good to share in the love map the way I've said. So you have to meditate. Fondness and admiration involve meditating on the things and incidences that cherishes on the spouse. Yeah. I remember when I met my husband, I was in Form 3. I don't know Form I can't remember, because I got married when I was 18. And Ouko is my third born son in the group. I know now he's smiling. He's my third born son in the meeting. So what my husband bought me was a Sprite, soda, a bottle of 300 ml soda. And that time, I came from a very humble family background. Drinking a soda was a nightmare. So just a bottle, there was no cake, there was no samosas. It was just at the stage, I was going to school. Yeah. And then you take a student, a high school student who comes from a village, to drink a bottle of Sprite. It was so nourishing. And even to date, I still tell him that Sprite was so nice compared to the current price we have. Yeah. So also have a light moment with your partner. Be fond. Fondness is very, very important. Even if it is the hairstyle. Like now mine, the afro is not there. It is now with this cap that Rosette has said is so appealing. Yes, he also told me in the house, Mom, you are good to go. Yeah. So there are some things which will not continue forever in your body. The body degenerates. Yeah. So walk with your partner. Walk with your partner. Walk with them because the body changes so many things. Remember the incidences you had together, then the good moments you cherished. And point number 3 to build your friendship is nurture. Okay, number 2 is nurturing fondness and admiration. And now the second point to enrich your marriage, the second principle is conflict and problem solution. In every relationship, even between a mother and a child, even in the business, there will always be conflicts. How are you going to solve your conflicts? Remember, you are two people who have come together through mutual agreement and complementing each other from different backgrounds, with different ideas, with different what? Expectations in life. Yeah. Even if your mother was one, you fed from the same breast, still you have conflicts with your siblings. Now this is somebody who is very, very different from you. So point number 1, where there are conflicts, how do you handle? You turn towards each other rather than turning away. Turn towards each other rather than turning away. When there are conflicts, remain connected with your spouse. These conflicts may be man-made, they may be natural, they may be societal, and even they could even come from different things. But the point here is remain connected with your spouse. Be there for each other during challenging moments. This is something that has helped my marriage over time, because when we first got married, we lost our 2 children. The first 2 children, we lost them at different ages. Yeah, the firstborn died, the second-born died after some time. It was not an easy thing. Culturally, I was a customer, yeah, and biologically, some people believe that maybe I was using pills in school and therefore I was giving birth to children with, I don't know. But now you are getting what I'm saying. But I also became a very sickly person, and my husband was working in the hospital. So whenever I could be sick and be admitted in the hospital, to the family of origin or to the people around us, it was just a way of giving me an off to go and rest in the hospital. So when I lost these 2 children, my husband was being told to marry another woman because I was a woman with bad omen. But I want to thank God that we remained connected. He was there for me. He was there with me. The Lord used him. In fact, he cleaned my tears. I was only 19 by the time I was 19 when I lost the first child. I was 21 when I lost the second child. So in my mind, I was thinking of going back home. And I was just waiting to get a word from him. What if he would have turned against me? I would have not been counting these 40 years in this relationship. So I would encourage people who are married today. It could be your wife who is going through challenge, or your husband. Maybe he doesn't have a job. He is struggling. Please, it's not right to bribe him. It's not right to culturally disregard your partner. You never know what tomorrow will bring. You never know the strength and ability in that partner. So remain connected. Turn towards your spouse, not away from. Even if you have not gotten a child in this relationship, don't start experiencing some relationships outside just to find out if you are okay, biologically you are okay, maybe it is your spouse. You start frustrating your spouse with different life experience, life patterns. Tomorrow she might even give birth to triplets, or you might send her away. And again, God who sees in mercy Or maybe you're the one who was not matching her. She gets somewhere out and gets children of purpose. Yeah? Or it is sickness, as I've said. So respond favorably to one's, to have attention, remain in affection.
Right.
Be humans and support your spouse. Avoid stonewalling when there are conflicts. Solve your issues. If you cannot manage, then seek for help. Help is available. Help is available. Yeah, as I'd say, help is available because marriage works and challenges are common. There's a universality. They are universal. So there's nothing that's happening in your marriage or my marriage or the other person's marriage, which is not common. These things are common. Be positive. Remain positive. Yeah. Even if your spouse is the one who is wrong, please don't trash. Yeah. Get time and talk with him or with her in your closet. Don't allow people to help you send away your spouse because they will do that. By the end of the day, they are going back to theirs who are even worse than yours. Yeah. Sorry to use that word, Rosette, but in a light note.
Yeah.
Okay. The second point of conflict and problem solution is accepting influence by having positive perspective. Accept the influence of your partner. Don't feel insecure. Sometimes partners or couples feel insecure when their spouses are excelling or in a better position or could be having ideas which are developmental or reasoning differently. Accept their influence even when there are projects to be made. Accept the influence. Share power, even if it is solving issues. It may not be right that I'm the one who was carried the show. No, I can humble myself and hear what my spouse is also saying because no one can speak a trash. No one can speak things which are negative or useless. Yeah, every person, how come that this person you love and you chose from among many today could be stupid, today could be unworthy. Yeah, that's just the state of your mind that has changed. It is just your attitude that has changed. While you are courting, even if you are going to the market, you could call your husband or your partner who is in another city just to let him or her know that you are going to the market and you are going maybe to a friend's party. You would call and say, what has now happened that has changed? So accept influence by having positive perspective. So together, these elements that we have shared, they build a very strong friendship filled with love, affection, and intimacy. Yeah, love, friendship, affection, and intimacy. Remain intimate. Yeah, remain intimate. So the third point is in this conflict and problem solving, solve the solvable, the problems that you can solve. There are some which you can solve. Yeah. So conflict resolutions involves softening the startup. What is the startup? When there's an issue, a conflict, yeah, soften the startup. A humble response, a low tone, a humble and a calm mind, a calm spirit will allow you to soften the startup when there's a conflict. No shouting. If your spouse shouts, tell him or her, I'm just near you here. I'm getting you. Yeah? Kindly lower your tone. Let me just listen to what you are saying. Yeah? But when he shouts or she shouts and you shout, then you will really be worked up. So this is startup is a leading off of the discussion without criticism or contempt. Yeah. Sometimes when there are issues, we criticize our spouses, we handle it with a lot of contempt, we making a straightforward comment about a concern and expression. Yeah. So we just need to be positive and continue like that. We should also learn to make and receive repair attempts. Yeah. When a spouse makes a negative statement, make a repair attempt. It's like the statement or the action that prevents negative from escalating out of control. If you say, I don't know where I got you from, then you also say, were you blind? Already the conflict has escalated. And now everyone is standing on a war ground. What next? So just learn to make a repair attempts. Yeah, you don't know where you got me from? Oh, can I remind you, even the day you are taking Sprite? Yeah, can you, like my husband, I tell him, you got me from my sister's house. Yeah, you are forgotten so fast. And it is just the other day. Yeah, so let your marriage just be the other day, renew it, make positive so that his anger or her anger will calm down. So also learn the soothing. Yeah, you soothe yourself and you, so that you can also soothe yourself and accept what he or she is saying with an intention of reviewing it. Yeah. So the fourth point is overcoming gridlock. These are fourth point in conflict solution. So gridlocks occur when conflict makes one feel rejected. Yeah, when you feel rejected, then conflicts occur when there's an issue to be handled, but you can't move. Everyone has drawn his or her line. Yeah, everyone is right in his or her own perspective. So you feel rejected. You feel like, okay, I'm rejected. And most women would say, okay, go ahead and do it. We see how far you go with it. That is, you are also waiting for a negative outcome. And that would be your job. So what do we do? So keep talking about it, but make no headway. You keep on talking about this issue, but you're making no headway. That is how to overcoming gridlock. Gridlock is something you keep on talking about it, and you're not making headway. So no matter how entrenched in a gridlock a couple is, all that they need in order to get out of it is motivation and willingness to explore the hidden issues that are really causing the gridlock. Separate your partner from the issue. Continue eating together, continue sharing the bed, yeah. Continue calling to know how she is doing during the course of the day, yeah. Even that's the time to come back earlier than other days, yeah. Relax your mind, relax your emotion, be kind. You can put it aside for a while, unless it is emergency. If it is emergency, then you need intervention, immediate intervention, yeah. So how can the relationship grow? Support your partner to make life dreams come true. Everyone has a life dream, even before you met that man or that woman. What was your life dream? I came from a very poor background. We had a one-room grass-thatched house. That was my mother's whole house. But in my heart, I knew I could one day have a vehicle. I knew one day I could drive. From a grass-thatched house of one room, everything inclusive, all rooms inclusive in one, all in one. But in my heart, as a young girl, I could admire ladies more so who are driving, putting on specs. I knew they were professors, and today I'm here with specs. Today I'm driving. So I had a life dream, which came true when I was 50 years. And by the way, today is my birthday. Today I've turned 59.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Today is my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first car I drove was when I was 50 years. I'd gone to driving school when I was 42. 8 years, I didn't have this car. But I kept on saying, when we were building our first house, amen, thank you, Manje. Yeah, when I was building this, when we were building our house, I told my husband to include a car park. But he said, my salary was 6,500. He told me that 6,500 will buy a vehicle here and we have children. I said, faith, faith, faith. I shouted, faith. And I said, this is my dream. Yeah. 16 years later, after building that house, God blessed me with a vehicle, a new one from Japan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So support your partner to make life dream come true and also set your priorities right. There are some life dreams that you can hold on. There are some life dreams which could be urgent, but set your priorities right in your relationship. Mm. Every person has a personal life dream. So while building your love map, know the life dream of your spouse. Some can even come along the journey as you continue relating. But what and who did you really want to be? Before you met your partner, you had a life dream. Who did you want to be? What did you want to be? Yes. And that's why I went to school. My first profession was electrical engineering. I did it in Jomo Kenyatta University. I served in Kenya Airports Authority as electrical engineer for 29 years. Yes. But in my heart, I wanted to help human beings. Then at 50 years, I started learning, going back to school at diploma level, doing counseling psychology. Something that is really giving me life today. Yes. So support your partner's life dream. I was going to school, and here we have college-going students. By the time my last born graduated in 2019, with the economics and statistics, I was also done with my diploma back in school. How old was I? 50 years. I've done counseling and psychology and marriage and family therapy. Even now I'm in school. And today I'm 59. So don't kill your life dream. Only set priorities right. Don't fight over them. Explain them so that your partner can know. The second point for spousal growth, creating shared meaning. Creating shared meaning. What is that? Shared meaning is a spiritual dimension to marriage that has to do with creating an inner life together. Inner life together. E.g., you are parents of adults like I am now. My last born will turn 28 on 7th. My last born will turn 28 years on 7th of this month. But I still have a shared meaning of life in marriage. Yes, it is a spiritual dimension to marriage that has to do with creating an inner life together, So what holds you together with your spouse? Apart from looking for school fees for children, maybe having bedtime together, because the time might come when you may not even have that bedtime together. Yeah? Time may come when there's no job, there's no income, or it can be so much that you fail even to sustain. Sometimes when wealth comes so much, some marriages break. But what will keep people together is their spiritual dimension, shared meaning of life. These are the pillars of every spousal healthy relationship. Shared meaning together. Like now, all our children are away. We have an empty nest. They are not there. Here, last born is turning 28. Yeah. What keeps us together? What makes us to talk healthy together? That is what it means. So There are three things that really frustrate relationships. One, criticism. Two, content. The target of content is meant to feel despised and worthless. It's like you are morally superior over your partner. But when we criticize our partners, it means we attack their character, which is really demeaning. Somebody you have shared or you are planning or you are sharing your life with, two in one, you demean, you treat with contempt, you criticize. Point number three is defensiveness. This is a response to criticism. People are so defensive that even our excuses just tell our partners that we do not care their concerns. We become so defensive. Yeah. The fourth one is stonewalling. When there's an issue, you stonewall. One turns on the other side of the bed, the other one remains in the sitting room chatting, the other one goes for out some relationships out. One decides to go and spend in the neighbor's home, and tomorrow when you come back, you'll be accused of having a mpango wa kando, but you are running away from your spouse. So those are four things that we should really see into them. Maybe in future, I'll explain a bit of them. So it takes time for the negativity created by the first three. We call them the horsemen. From the book of Revelation 6, there are this analogy of the horses. Yeah.
Yes.
So these are serious. These are serious horses in our communication. They frustrate our patterns. But we can instead engage the love language when we are faced with this. Affirm your partner. Yeah. Have a quality time. Yes. Also learn to give gifts and also acts of service. People are different. Maybe your partner is not interested in affirmation. Some would tell you, you're just taking me for granted. Maybe he or she is not interested in receiving gifts. So that's why you need to know the love map of your partner. So from there, because time is gone, and I want to appreciate all of us from this. At a certain stage of life, there's what we call the parenting styles. Remember, we came from different backgrounds. Some people came from parents who are authoritarian parents. Those ones who are just one-way mode of communication, very strict, until children can behave well, but there's no freedom. There's no emotional support. Yes, some of these things I've learned them over time, and that's why I love counseling and psychology. That's why I love family. You can reparent yourself depending on what kind of parent you are brought up with. You can reparent yourself. Just complaining of who the parents were will not help in your relationship. It will not even help you in your adulthood. Maybe it is what could be really affecting the inner person because of the way you are parented. So the authoritarian parent will bring up the aggressive children who will remain uncontrolled. They will have difficulty managing anger. They are not provided with proper guidance. They have poor self-esteem. Some of these virtues are in us. So what do? There's help. That's why we can seek for help. Yeah. So that I and you, we are guided for what? To reparent ourselves. The second category is authoritative parenting style. Parents who are typically developed nurturing relationships should start from the early childhood. Cannot make it, then you can reparent yourself, you can correct yourself. I've corrected myself several times. even in this. Yeah, you know, like engineering, people who deal with science, we are quite authoritarians. Yeah? Yes. Everything to us is like a metal. Everything to us must work. This electricity, the current must reach here. So you bring that in parenting. I'm unparenting myself and reparenting my children, and we are growing together. So the third one is permissive parents. These are warm and nurturing with minimum expectation. Okay. The fourth one is uninvolved parenting style. These are the ones who believe in bringing food to children, paying school fees, and they are not there. You would hear them say, I provided everything you needed. Yeah. They think human being is about things. Human beings are not things. Human beings are relationship. So whichever place you fall into or we find ourselves is, help is available. Yeah. So sometimes these ones can be borrowed, and sometimes parenting can be situational, depending on what's happening at that time. There are times you can employ either of these, but which one is dominating? That is now the issue. So from the look of things, we also have what is called the human developmental stages. Those ones we know. Maybe we shall learn about them sometime. And I want to give time, maybe after saying two things, about questions. But before I do that, everyone comes from a family. So we have stages, family stages, yeah, family circles. So we have the stages of a family, we have family circles. I don't know, at my age, I'm in the last stage of family. When I become 65, I'm in stage 7. Yeah, there are some people who are still in the original family of origin. The main task is relationship with parents and siblings. They are for schools. Yeah, so you find out that what is more important is purpose, to develop confidence, and also to develop fidelity at that stage, like the children, the grandchildren I'm seeing Rosette with here. Yeah, help them develop confidence in their lives. Let them have purpose. Let them see life as real. Yeah, but be careful or optimistic about the kind of parenting you are doing. It's very important. You remain the executive. In a family, the parent or the leaders remain the executive. Yeah, let them know that there's a hierarchy here. Let them know their space in the relation, in the family. Yeah, so you don't just mingle things like unga and water to create uji. No, let it remain like maize and beans for githeri. When brought together, it's a nice githeri. But you'll see the maize, you'll see the beans. So that is very important. Stage 2, that is where now the 20 to 35 years, differentiation of self from family of origin. Parents, family of origin, and now they start developing as adults. This is where now the crisis comes in stage 2, where now they want to leave home. Yeah, like mine are gone. Yeah, not gone that they don't come back. They are gone. Yeah, so what happens? This is the time you'll hear differences of self from family of origin, and parents are developing adults to adults. The relationship with parents now become very conflicting. This is mostly from age 20 to 35. They are going to college, they are in relationships, they are exploring their social life, and you hear things that they will always be reminding parents that they are adults, and the parents will be reminding that I'm your parent. So this is a conflict already. Mom, I'm an adult, and I've had that several. Mom, you should know I'm an adult. But since I learned this thing, I don't say I'm the parent. I have calm down and listen, okay? Yeah, calm down and listen. Because it is a very serious time for them. They are leaving home and still they are engaged. So they are developing intimacy. with peer relationships. Yeah, so the derailment at this point consists of enmeshment, failure to separate from a family of origin, or distancing, or failure to stay connected. When children are in such conflict, the behavior of the executive family members is very key. At that stage, the executive, the leaders, the authority in a family, that could be the parents, is very, very key. So the parents need to remain together. They need to remain together to support these children. And when the children realize this, they will also calm down and be careful of making their decisions or their choices. Let me just mention them because time is up. Stage 3 is the premarital stage. That is where there's searching, there's courtship, there's marriage, yeah, in a family, stage 3 of family. When this came in my life, it was like now, hell coming down. Sometimes parents don't even accept that they are already of age and their children are now searching, their children are now courting, their children are now getting to marry. There's a conflict, yeah? But these are things that are universal. The same way my parents did not even know when I was going to get married, is the same way my children are getting their relationships, yes? And I've shared this with my children, telling them that I got married early. I didn't have anyone to guide me, yeah? In our home, there are things which could push me towards that, yes? Because so many things which I can't share now. So it is very, very important to support, to get support or to support children in this pre-marriage stage. Now when they are together, the derailment in this involves couples and parenting issues. Yeah, maintaining appropriate boundaries with both sets of families of origin may become an issue. They want to relate with people outside intimately. Parents also want the attention. It can really be challenging. Stage 4 is the childless couple. Now these people are married. That is stage 4 of family circle. They are now married, yes. So what are the main tasks? Developing a way to live together with practically together, both practically and emotionally. Now, Rosette, you have moved in with my son-in-law. You know, it will not be as joyous while you're still putting out. Yeah? So the task here is developing a way to live together, both practically and emotionally. It is not about putting on a nice dress, you are going out for dinner. No. Now you are here. There's a challenge. Practically and emotional involvement. This is somebody you see every morning. When you wake up, the first person you see, the last person you see before you close your eyes. It's not like, hi, honey. It's not like, hi, babe. No. No, hi. You are just here between the bed and the sitting room and the corridor and the kitchen and the dining. Yes. So adjusting relationship with families of origin and peers can also be traumatic. Yeah. A lot of accusation on moral standards, more so if the first and the teenage were not, the first stage of life and the teenage stage of life were not properly navigated. Now you have moved in together. The task here is trust and fidelity. When he or she stays away out for a while, you are seeing someone. He comes back or she comes back home, where were you? I'm the man. Oh, you are having people outside. Reason, attachment. This person is craving for attachment. Maybe there was no trust developed in early stages of life, or fidelity, yeah? Not infidelity, fidelity was not properly developed during teenage. They cannot trust, yeah? So emotional and social attachment from peers and family of origin is lost. They are also mourning, they are also grieving. Their friends they have been hanging out with, the freedom they had at home, their siblings and all the same. So there's a lot going on between this couple. Yeah, they have moved just in, and there's still the two of them. I'm not talking about blended family. I'm talking about family who move on like that. But even in blended family, when they come together and they have not gotten a child in this relationship, it is still considered as a childless couple because they're still seeing each other. Even if they move in with adult children, they're still at the stage of you in your honeymoon. It's a childless couple. Yeah, their freedom is restricted, is infringed. Yeah, stage 5, family with young children. So in stage 6, parents from both sides should really be in good relationship to support these children. It's not the time that when your daughter, you tell your mother something or your father something, then he or she takes a phone and calls and start abusing. Yeah, you are the one who's doing this to my son. You are the one who's doing this. No, these people are getting space in their relationship. So support them. Family with young children. Yeah, I'm just remaining with 2. Yes. Family with young children, realigning family system to make space for children. Yeah, the lady is expecting now. This man you are away for a while, out of home for some time. You come back, you find this woman withdrawn. Yeah, she doesn't want to talk. She's on the phone throughout. Where have you been? You think I'm a maid in your house. Yeah, this is now an emotional imbalances. She's feeling like, is it true? Am I going to lose my shape? Am I going to give birth to a right baby? The man could also be thinking, is this really my baby? Yeah. I saw the other time you chatting with your ex. So, so many things that are going on. So they want time together, their energy, they want, in fact, the young children that has been, the child that has been born, the lady or the man, they want to have time together to take care of this child. This is a new person in this relationship. No one had been there before. Yeah. So even finances are involved. This is the time you'll hear someone saying, hey, where does your money go to? Am I the only person working in this house? Yeah. How do you spend your money? A child is here a point of interest. Focus for the two. Adapting and developing parenting roles. That's another challenge. Realigning relationship with families of origin to include parenting and grandparenting. Like now I'm a grandparent. It is just that last week that my grandchildren were at home. I went to pick them from the airport. One turned 7 the other day. Another one is 2 and some months. Then others came. Yeah. So the challenge is parenting and grandparenting. Parenting and grandparenting. Yeah. So I'm back with a different heart and a different knowledge to my grandchildren now. I can't handle them the way I handled my children. Why? Their parents are quite different to them. So facilitating children to develop peer relationship also can be inclusive. Stage 6 is family with adolescents. That one, adjusting parent-child relationship to allow adolescents more identity and autonomy, but remain in your executive role. That is very important. Adjusting family relationship to focus on midlife relationships and career issues. Those are challenges in the life cycle. So whichever stage of family someone is, these are the challenges that are experiencing. Balancing work, family roles. You need to be in close relationship with all your family members. Yes. Middle life crisis. Couple relationships are critical. Your children are in teenage, their emotions are high, your parents are ailing, your job is not sustaining you, and things are just against you like that. So at this stage, it is related to adolescent exploration. Adolescents want to explore, they want friendship. Some even get into substance use, and their focus is their parents. You'll really see who you are when your children turn to teenage. The way they will communicate, The way they'll be handling things will be a reflection of the executive and the way they navigated their developmental stages. Stage 7 is launching children again. Now you are launching children for marriage, resolving midlife issues, negotiating adult to adult relationships with children, adjusting to living as a couple again. Stage 7 of family life cycle, adjusting to live as a couple again. Children are now going. You are coming back to live with that man, that woman in old age. So you need to adjust again. Yeah? Who brings water for who? Why do you buy food at home? Why do you go to work? Remember, you are not yet retired. Yes? So dealing with disabilities and death in the family of origin, your parents are ailing. You are ushering in in-laws and grandchildren. That's the stage where I am now. The primary task of this stage is really to take care, to balance life. It is midlife crisis. The derailment occurs when families hold on to the last child. Yeah, like in the Luo culture, the last child was meant to remain with the parents at home. But these days, my last child is renting someone's house in Nairobi. I don't even see. He only talks on phone, he comes to visit. So we are just with two, with my husband plus workers who are not our children. Yeah, so the derailment can occur when parents decide to divorce or adult children return home. They return home because they can't get work to do while in cities. They don't have jobs. They are so frustrated. It can derail this process in parents. Yeah. So when the families hold on to the last child, it becomes difficult. So if the executive did not build their love map and life meaning well, then they might experience a lot of conflicts within. If you didn't build your love map with your spouse, so don't wait until when you are old. Start loving, building, reinforcing, solving early enough, because these things will resurface in your old age. Even at old age, still people can be separate, divorced, but staying under one roof. It's very common with the age. Divorced, separated, but under one roof. Yes? So it is very, very important to rebuild your life map earlier and also find your life meaning with your spouse. Even if you are providing for your children, even if you are providing for your siblings, make sure that you also provide for yourself in this relationship. Emotionally, mentally, socially, make your spouse your friend early enough, because these people will go away. And when they leave, it is again the two of you. Yeah? Even invest. Even when you take your children to high cost schools, remember, one day they will also struggle with their families. Invest. Invest in time from day one. From day one, you start your relationship. Invest trustworthily and committedly. Be intentional, knowing that there's life ahead that will remain for the two of you. And children feel frustrated when the parents need them for everything in their life. They feel frustrated and parents end up cursing them. So it becomes worse, that stage when parents separate or divorce because they could not agree. They have walked this journey without building their relationship. Last but not least, that is stage 8, the later family life. That is now coping with physiological, psychological health issues. Now the health issues decline. There are a lot of sicknesses, adjusting to children taking a more central role in the family maintenance. Like now, my children have to adjust. I'm adjusting to them taking some family roles. Yeah. Has our dog eaten? They have to employ someone to do it. They have to buy food. Yes. Has our homeboy been paid? Yeah, what's happening? Yeah. So such things, now I'm adjusting. I'm becoming a baby. I'm now becoming a baby again. And Mzee is our firstborn, and I'm becoming a baby. Yeah. So it is now with physical ailments, it is now with psychological things, adjusting to children, taking a central role in the family maintenance, valuing the wisdom and the experience of the elderly. If you walked well, you navigated well from childhood, from parenting, you are parented well or reparented yourself, and you adjusted to life issues well and family circles, then the main task here is ego integrity versus despair. If it is not, if you didn't work well in this relationship, then at this stage of life, there'll be a lot of despair. But if your journey was worth, you managed, you maneuvered, you navigated, the grace of God carried you well, then you'll have a lot of ego integrity. You talk like a king, like a queen. Yeah. You can open your gate for anyone to come for some psychosocial and spiritual strengthening or services. Yeah. You feel like now it's almost my death time, valuing the wisdom and the experience of the elderly, even in the village, even in the church, you will be called to be in the committee. Yeah? When so-and-so is having a problem in their family, Sister Rose, can you go and see that mama? Yeah? Even young people will look up to you. Even your siblings, they will look up to you. Not that your journey was soft, no. You are able to learn. You are able to grow. You are able to accept challenges and move on. You are committed to have healthy life, mind, social, and everything. And in every stage of family circle, you navigated with pain or with grace, but you navigated, you developed. So dealing with loss of spouse and peers. Some women at my age are already widows. And at this stage of life, maybe the next 10 years, most of my age mates will have gone, they will have died, and be feeling lonely in the society. So in my family, those are some of the things that I know are awaiting me ahead. Yeah. So preparation for death, life review, thinking through lifetime and integration. The primary task of this stage is consisting of difficulties with retirement, financial insecurity, declining health and illness, dependency on one's adult children, the loss of spouse or other family members, and friends. You might realize that a time comes when I'm the only one in my father's family, and it is really frustrating. At that point, I want to appreciate your 20 minutes. Thank you, Rosette.